Hello, my dear coin enthusiasts and history lovers. Welcome back to my channel Lod Coins Market, your trusted place for unearthing the secrets, stories, and hidden treasures buried in the pockets of our everyday lives. If you've ever wondered how a small copper coin could hold an entire chapter of American history, then today's episode will leave you absolutely amazed. So sit back, grab your favorite drink, and join me as we dive deep into the fascinating world of the Liberty 1 cent 1983 United States coin, a tiny yet mighty piece of metal that has captured the hearts of collectors around the globe. And don't forget, if you enjoy our content, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell icon, so you never miss another incredible story from the world of rare coins and collectibles. Let's rewind the clock to understand what makes the Liberty 1 cent so special, especially the 1983 version. The Lincoln cent, which most people know as the penny, was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first regular-issue U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait, breaking away from the long tradition of using mythical figures like Lady Liberty. The designer, Victor David Brenner, left an everlasting legacy with the Lincoln penny. The obverse, or front, proudly displays Lincoln's dignified profile, while the reverse originally carried two simple wheat ears, giving it the famous nickname, the wheat penny. Fast forward to 1959, the wheat ears were replaced by the Lincoln Memorial to celebrate Lincoln's 150th birthday. This design lasted until 2008, making the Lincoln Memorial cents one of the most recognizable coins in American pockets and jars for decades. Now, let's focus our magnifying glass on the 1983 Liberty 1 cent, a coin that might look ordinary at first glance but has an extraordinary story to tell. In 1982, the U.S. Mint made a historic change. Due to soaring copper prices, the mint shifted from a primarily copper composition to a primarily zinc core with just a thin copper plating. This was a cost-saving measure, but it marked a turning point that makes pennies from this period fascinating to collectors. By 1983, all 1 cent coins, including the Denver Mint coins, indicated by the small D mintmark under the date, were made with this new composition, 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating. But here's where it gets interesting. Transitional errors, variations in die quality, doubled dies, and unique minting quirks from the early zinc years mean that some 1983 pennies hold secrets invisible to the naked eye, and these secrets are what make them worth hunting for. You might be wondering, how can a simple penny minted by the millions possibly be worth a fortune? Well, my friends, that's where mint errors come into play. Collectors have found 1983 pennies with rare double dies, off-center strikes, and even elusive transitional errors where the coin was struck on a leftover bronze planchet instead of the new zinc core. While the Philadelphia Mint has more famous examples of these transitional bronze planchets, the Denver Mint 1983 coins are much harder to find with these errors, making any such discovery incredibly valuable. 1 Verified 1983 penny in pristine condition with an error can fetch jaw-dropping sums in auctions, and that's why coin hunters obsess over every detail. The weight, the sound when dropped, the luster, and even the microscopic doubling under high-powered magnification. In ordinary circulation, the 1983 Liberty 1 cent generally holds a face value of just 1 cent. In circulated condition, without any rare error or perfect preservation, Most of these coins might be worth just a few cents to maybe $1 to everyday collectors. They are still fun to find, especially for beginners starting their coin collections. But when you find one in brilliant uncirculated condition, with a sharp strike, no wear, and perhaps a rare error, that humble penny can transform into a prized treasure worth hundreds, thousands, or even more. Now, here's where the real thrill begins, and why so many treasure hunters comb through penny jars and old rolls from the bank every day. Some extremely rare versions of the 1983 Liberty 1 cent have been valued at up to $4 million in the collector's market. That's right, $4 million for a penny. Why? Because only a handful are believed to exist with the most sought-after error combinations and perfect mint states. Imagine holding in your hand a tiny piece of metal worth more than luxury cars, designer jewelry, and even some houses. That's the magic of numismatics, the art and passion of coin collecting. So, how can you increase your chances of discovering one of these million-dollar gems? Here are some golden tips for all you aspiring treasure hunters. Visit your local bank and buy rolls of pennies. Search through them carefully under good lighting. A transitional bronze penny will weigh about 3.1 grams compared to the standard zinc penny's 2.5 grams. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the date, mint mark, and Lincoln's profile for signs of doubling. Inspect for off-center strikes. Errors where the coin wasn't perfectly aligned when struck are highly collectible. If you find a coin that might be valuable, handle it carefully. Avoid touching the surfaces with your fingers. Use cotton gloves and store it in a protective holder. If you suspect you have a rare piece, have it authenticated and graded by a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. The Liberty 1 cent 1983 is more than just money, it's a living piece of American history. It carries the story of a nation's changing economy, technological innovation at the U.S. Mint, and the never-ending thrill of the treasure hunt. It reminds us that sometimes the greatest riches can be found in the smallest, most overlooked places. That jar of pennies sitting on your shelf? It might hold a fortune. That old coin tucked away in your grandfather's drawer? It could change your life forever. So, next time you get a penny in your change, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look. You might be holding a piece of history worth millions. Thank you so much for joining me on this amazing journey through the story of the Liberty 1 cent 1983 United States coin. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more incredible stories about rare coins and hidden treasures waiting to be discovered. And remember, keep your eyes open, your curiosity alive, and your magnifying glass handy. You never know when you'll find the next $1 million penny. Until next time, happy collecting, and may your next coin roll bring you luck beyond your wildest dreams.